Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Qnews, bringing you the latest regional and international developments. Here are the top stories making headlines this hour. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has inaugurated the 4th Egypt International Defense Expo at the Cairo International Convention and Exhibition Center. The opening featured performances, a showcase of the K9A1 AGY howitzer, and a documentary on the Defense Expo. President el-Sisi toured Egypt's National Pavilion and visited displays from the Ministry of Military Production, the Arab Organization for Industrialization, and companies from the UAE and Jordan. Egypt's Defense Minister, General Abdelmajid Saqr, has said that the country's early warnings on regional conflict were far-sighted and wise, stressing that strong military capabilities are essential for protecting sovereignty, maintaining peace, and responding to emerging threats. Speaking at the opening of edX 2025, he described the armed forces as a responsible power that safeguards rather than threatens, while highlighting the expo as a platform to showcase advanced defense technologies and foster international cooperation. Voting began today for Egyptians abroad in the 19 constituencies annulled in the first phase of the 2025 House of Representatives elections. The National Elections Authority urged overseas voters to follow designated hours and check official lists, noting that participation is a national duty. Overseas polling runs December 1st to 2nd, with voting inside Egypt set for December 3rd to 4th, ahead of the House formation deadline on January 12, 2026. Egypt has launched its 84th Zaid al-Azza from Egypt to Gaza convoy, carrying several trucks of urgent humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. The 84th Zaid al-Azza convoy, including tons of urgent humanitarian aid, including over 280,000 of food baskets, over 800 tons of flour, more than 3,200 tons of essential medical and relief supplies needed in the Strip, and over 1,500 tons of petroleum products. The convoy also included essential winter supplies to alleviate the suffering of the residents, including more than 1,800 blankets, approximately 55,500 pieces of winter clothing, and about 16,200 tents to shelter those affected. Moving on to Lebanon, Pope Leo has called for urgent efforts to end the conflicts forcing people from their homes during a visit to the shrine of Our Lady of Lebanon in Harissa. Addressing worshippers after hearing testimonies from residents and migrants, he urged Lebanese citizens not to give up on their country despite years of turmoil, political gridlock, and economic collapse. Pope Leo spoke at the hilltop shrine overlooking the Mediterranean after visiting the tomb of Saint Charbel, a revered Catholic saint. The Kremlin has confirmed Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet U.S. President Donald Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, in Moscow on Tuesday. Peskov confirmed the meeting, noting that Witkoff had already mentioned the plan publicly. Asked whether frozen Russian assets would be on the agenda, Peskov declined to comment, saying Moscow would not conduct discussions in a megaphone regime or through the media as it pursues progress in Ukraine peace talks. Wojtkov is traveling to Moscow after U.S.-Ukrainian negotiations in Florida, where both sides discuss steps toward a potential peace deal. And that brings us to the end of our top stories for this hour. Stay with us for continuing coverage, analysis, and breaking updates from across the region and around the world here on Qnews.